Hello everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of my My Little Pony vlogs. Today I'm talking about Party of One, written by Megan McCarthy. Holy crap! This episode is insane. I mean, if the last episode made me go insane, then this episode's pretty much the epitome of insanity in more ways than one. Let me just get started. So what happens is that at the very beginning of the episode, Pinkie Pie begins basically going to all of her friends' houses, basically giving them all invitations to a party. You know what? I can't do this scene justice. Here it is for yourself.
This is your singing telegram. I hope it finds you well. You're invited to a party because we think you're really swell. Gummy's turning 1 year old, so help us celebrate. The cake will be delicious, the festivities first rate. There will be games and dancing, pop for apples, cut a rug. And when the party's over, we'll gather round for a group hug. No need to bring a gift, being there will be enough. Birthdays mean having fun with friends, not getting lots of stuff. It won't be the same without you, so we hope that you say yes. So please, oh please, RSVP and come and be our guest.
Now we move on to Pinkie's Party, where everyone's enjoying themselves and stuff like that, and we find out just how crazy these parties are, because when Applejack and Rainbow Dash were bobbing for apples, Pinkie Pie says there's other surprises in there. What they find is Applejack finds like this weird ball in the water that has a spring on it, that when she tries to pull it out, she gets dunked back in the water, and then Rainbow Dash found Gummy. Like, Gummy had his mouth like this over Rainbow Dash. When I saw that, I was kind of laughing like, why? Then, of course, we go through some more of the party and stuff like that, where Pinkie Pie is dancing with Fluttershy and Twilight, and then she knocks them both into a wall. These parties look pretty hectic. I mean, I'm not a party person, so I probably would pass on one of Pinkie's parties, but these parties look insane. I would probably go to them just for the insanity, because of me liking this kind of insanity. So, of course, Twilight gives Pinkie the idea to have another party soon, and the very next day she begins giving invitations out to Gummy's after birthday party. But now, for some reason, every member of the main six has, like, a reason for not wanting to do it. Twilight says that she's behind on her studies and needs to hit the books some more, so Pinkie Pie lets her go. Then when she moves on to Applejack, Applejack tries to say that, oh, I need to buck some apples, I need to pick some apples and get them, delivered and yada yada yada. This reason is very viable, but what made it funny, this scene, is Applejack's poker face. I mean, that smile that Applejack tries to pass off as like a legitimate smile. I'm sorry to say, but I can't imagine her playing poker. Like, I can only imagine her playing a poker game in in a professional setting. She would lose horribly. Okay, oh my god, that's just so insane. Then we move on to Rarity, where in order for her to get out of going to Pinkie Pie's party, she dunks her head into some trash and says that she needs to clean her hair. I know Rarity was... I don't know why... Screw it, right? And then we move on to Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, who say they're house sitting for for someone called Harry, who is apparently a bear, who lives in a cave, who apparently plays beach volleyball, collects seashells, collects beach volleyballs, and plays seashells. Like, that's their excuses. They came up with so many excuses they couldn't pick one. Like, it was kind of funny seeing this scene because it was just like they couldn't agree on anything, and then they just finally said, screw it, we're out of here. Pinkie Pie decides that what they're saying, like, she really doesn't feel like they're actual, like, reasons, that they're excuses. And she begins to suspect this even more when she sees Twilight heading towards Sugar Cube Corner. So basically, Twilight begins talking to Mrs. Cake, and Pinkie Pie drops a can through a hole in the ceiling so she could hear it. You know that old can trick that you can hear through vibration with the can, and the other side of the can is somewhere over there? Yeah, like that. So what happened is, Pinkie Pie begins shadowing Twilight to see what the heck is she doing. And then, Pinkie Pie shadows Twilight to the point where she meets Rarity. And for some reason, Twilight has a box with her, which Rarity takes after Twilight drops it. So now Rarity is taking the box, and Pinkie Pie is shadowing her. And then Rarity meets up with Fluttershy and begins talking about that this is going to be a lot better than Pinkie Pie's party, making Pinkie feel a little bad about herself in many cases. So now Fluttershy has the package, and now she's moving on to her location, only to bump into Pinkie Pie, who's disguised as a hay bale with Groucho glasses, with a trench coat. I don't get it. I don't get it in the slightest. And then, of course, we move on to Rainbow Dash, who's basically, who basically called Pinkie Pie out immediately. Like, as soon as she passed by her, even though she was in that disguise, she was like, "Hello, Pinkie Pie." Like, uh-oh. And then she begins running from Rainbow Dash. I think you all know what this is a parody of. From Griffin the Brush Off, where, Rainbow Dash was trying to get away from Pinkie Pie, and somehow, someway, Pinkie Pie was always there, to meet her, basically. I mean, in every location that Rainbow Dash tried to go to, Pinkie Pie was right there, and now she's angry and she wants some answers to why her friends are acting this way towards her. So it actually leads to the point where Rainbow Dash flies right into the barn, and Pinkie Pie follows closely behind. And Applejack's the one who opens the barn door, and Pinkie Pie wants to check inside. And now we get even more Applejack terrible liar face. I mean, Applejack's face when she tries to lie to Pinkie Pie's face is just so insanely funny. Because, it really shows she can't lie for nothing. She can't lie to save her life. That's just horrible if you ask my honest opinion. So, of course, Pinkie Pie and Applejack kind of get into like a standoff between each other until finally Pinkie Pie backs off. Now she feels like that it's nothing but secrets and lies between her and her friends. So now she decides to go to a reliable source, apparently to her, to figure out why her friends are acting this way. So, she goes to the reliable source, which is Spike. So she begins asking Spike multiple questions. Like, all you have to do is talk. So Spike talks about the weather and stuff like that. Then Pinkie Pie's like, no. I want you to talk about our friends. And that's what he does. He begins talking about their friends. Begins talking about, how good their friends are, how cute Rarity is, and other stuff like that. And then she's like, no, I want you to confess. And then Spike, for some reason, confesses, like, the weirdest things ever. And then finally, Pinkie Pie loses her patience. And I think she says this line exactly. It's like, tell me that my friends don't like my parties anymore and they don't want to be my friends anymore. No, my friends have all been lying to me and they don't like my parties and they don't want to be my friends anymore. And so Spike says it exactly like that. Your friends have been lying to you and they don't like your parties and they don't want to be friends with you anymore. And as soon as Pinkie Pie hears that line, thinking that it was true, for some reason, her hair deflates. Like, you know how poofy her hair is? It deflates to her old straight mane style that you saw in her edition of the Cutie Mark Chronicles. And then we move on to the insanity part of the episode. Oh boy. Pinkie Pie at this point has gone insane. And that's just being honest. Because she's having a full-blown conversation on party with rocks, dirt, and a bag of turnips. Like, I think it was Rocky, Sir Lancelot, and I forgot what the other one was called, but dude, seeing her having a full-blown conversation with inanimate objects and speaking for these inanimate objects, not to mention her constant face switches, including, just see this face real quick. I had nightmares when I first saw this face. The first time I saw this face, I had nightmares. That bad. So now we move on to Rainbow Dash knocking on the door, basically saying that she wants Pinkie Pie to come with her somewhere. And of course, she's still talking with the inanimate objects and stuff like that. And of course, it's pushing Rainbow Dash to the point of like looking at it like Like, even she didn't know what the hell was going on. I don't think anybody knew what the hell was going on at that point. Not even the viewers knew what the hell was going on at that point. So after a few, like, you know, confrontation with Pinkie Pie, she finally gets her to come to Applejack's barn, where for some reason they have, like, this weird surprise party going on for her. Pinkie Pie at first is saying, like, why would I want to come to my own farewell party? And yada, 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 yada. And then they finally explained that this was a surprise party for Pinkie Pie's birthday. And they've been planning this for weeks, apparently. Hell, even Twilight says it. Why would we want you? Why, if this was really a farewell party, why does the birthday cake say, Happy Birthday, Pinkie Pie? And finally, Pinkie Pie puts 2 and 2 together and ends up figuring out that it is indeed her birthday, and it was a surprise party. So, of course, Pinkie Pie is, you know, back to her normal self. Her hair finally poofed back up, and now she's happy again. Which, of course, leads to the moral of the story. I think it's supposed... I think the moral was supposed to be, don't jump to conclusions about your friends. I believe that was it. Don't jump to conclusions, which is a good moral. I mean, that's something I needed to learn. And that's really Party of One. This episode is insane. Like, it's funny, it's cool to look at, it has some great ideas behind it, and honestly, this is one of my favorite Pinkie Pie episodes. I mean, this is when I said Pinkie Pie was one of my favorite characters. Like, this is when I started saying Pinkie Pie was one of my favorite characters. Honestly, this episode was really good in more ways than one, and I, honest to God, love this episode. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is not a favorite episode. I'm going to be honest with that. I have different episodes that are favorites, of course, and this is not a favorite episode. You'll find out when I do my top 5 favorite episodes and my top 5 least favorite episodes of Season 1 of My Little Pony. But this is still a really good episode. Like, Megan McCarthy did her job on this episode, and a lot of people consider this one of the best of Season 1, and I can see it. Alright guys, that's all I gotta say about this episode. So until next time, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you don't have nightmares about that face I showed you. And until next time will be the final episode of Season 1. So until next time, guys, take care. Hello everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of my Little Pony vlogs. Today I am talking about Party of One, written by... oh crap. I totally forgot to look up who wrote the episode. Great way to start, huh guys?